Presented by
The 910 Comedy
Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to Marital Tips, where we invite you into our marriage to debate the not-so-important topics, discuss each other, and more. I'm Tim.
I'm Karen.
And we're a couple of married geeks who often get very passionate when we disagree about the super-important topics like our favorite TV shows and personality traits, and we wonder whether our arguments will ever have an answer.
I don't know. We're pretty passionate and pretty, stubborn, both of us, so...
We did get a couple of responses to our last conversation, so maybe that'll provide an answer.
Yeah. Go ahead and read them.
First off, a comment from Tiffany on Twitter who said, Potter all the way for me, for sure.
Heck yeah.
Michael, a Star Wars podcaster, basically said that the Harry Potter movies would not have happened if Star Wars hadn't come first, as it revolutionized industries and brought us products such as Photoshop.
The Harry Potter movies would not have come if Star Wars hadn't come first.
As he puts it, while he counts himself in both camps, Harry Potter inspires, but Star Wars was a revolution.
Ouch.
And finally, Tori writes in to say that while she is a proud Hufflepuff and Potterhead, Tim won the argument. However, she lamented that the Star Wars fan base can become quite toxic, something she hasn't really encountered in the Potter fandom.
So true, girl.
Yeah, I apologize for that. Some of us Star Wars fans suck.
You don't need to count yourself in that camp. You're not a close-minded jerk when it comes to Star Wars fans.
That's true, but don't let it get you.
But a lot of them are.
Don't let it turn you away from an awesome source of content.
Sure, and just to clarify, I also like Star Wars. I'm not saying.
And I like Harry Potter.
Sure, yeah. I will not concede ever, but I will admit that perhaps people are right, that the Star Wars movies were very revolutionary and very important, more so than the Harry Potter ones were. However, the books and the general universe of Harry Potter, I think, was more important individually for people and for groups to be able to identify with. And I'm sticking to that.
And that may be true for this generation, but overall, I still think Star Wars was more impactful. But that's not what we're talking about today. We may revisit that topic at a later date, because this is the argument that I'll keep on giving. But what are we talking about tonight, Karen?
Tonight, we're going to take another quiz from BuzzFeed, because BuzzFeed quizzes are
Life.
They are the piece de resistance. They are the gift that keeps on giving in our household, much to Tim's chagrin.
Yeah, because usually they're given to me while I'm driving.
Oh, Tim's chagrin, band name, called it.
Nice Parks and Rec reference.
Thank you.
So what is this?
So just so everyone knows, and so you know, I have not read these questions because, again, we are amazing at show prep.
Yeah.
But the title caught me because it had disagree in the title, and I love to argue with you.
We all know that by now.
It's, do you agree or disagree with these controversial relationship opinions?
All right, hit me with the first one.
Okay, so just so everyone knows, this is on BuzzFeed, and these are, it's a little bit long just from scrolling through, so we're probably not going to read all of them, but if you guys want to take these and then send us your results so we can, tell you you're right or wrong, then you can definitely do so. But the first question is, you and your partner should have the passwords to each other's phones and social media accounts.
Disagree.
Really? I say agree.
See,
not to spy on you or anything like that, but for your phone for sure, because I have this really terrible irrational fear that we're going to be in a car accident one day and my phone is going to go flying and only your phone is going to be in reach and you're going to be unconscious and I'm going to have to call 911 and I can't get into your phone. And that's literally the reason.
Okay, so from a safety perspective, sure, I get it.
Yeah. Or to call your work or something if you're sick, or I don't know. But I don't care if you pick up my phone and see what I'm doing on social media and stuff like that. So why would I care if you had my password?
I mean, I don't care that you see what I have. It's just, especially, when it comes to holidays and stuff like that, I like to
Okay.
keep everything private.
Yeah, but I'm
Um,
obviously not going to look around the holidays. And also, you do have my passwords to like everything.
Yeah, and you couldn't figure mine out if you wanted to, but that's not because
I know your password.
debatable. But I mean,
What are you keeping secret, Timmy?
I'm not keeping anything secret, and you know that. I'm very open with you. I just, I like to have control
he
over.
stumbles.
I like to have control over my information.
Uh-huh.
So the more people that have access to it, the less control I have.
It's one person and it's me.
I mean, I know, but
And I'm not going to sell your information to Russia or anything like that. So what's the problem?
I don't know. It's just the way I am.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the next one. Couples do not need to have similar interests to be compatible. Agree to an extent. I think that
Yes.
you do have to have some things in common. Otherwise, what the heck are you going to talk about? But I don't think you have to have everything in common. And I think it's probably a little bit unhealthy.
I think it's problematic to have everything in common.
Then it's like you're just like in a relationship with you, and that's boring.
Yeah, we have enough in common that we can usually agree on the TV shows that we watch, the movies we want to see, the stuff that we want to do together, we can.
Yeah, but like in our private time, we enjoy doing different things.
You don't like video games. That's
and I don't
my
like
me
sports, and those are things that you really value very much. And, I really like to practice self-care. I've gotten really into like gardening,
Yep.
and I really like cooking and things like that. And like, those are not things that you jive with, and like, that's cool.
No,
But
I also should point out that anything that you have an interest in that's different from your partner, you should be willing to share with them.
oh yeah.
But if they don't like it, that's got to be okay too.
Yeah, for sure.
I've invited you to play video games with me and watch football, but it's just not your thing.
I just don't like video games.
Exactly. But that's okay because that also gives me time by myself to just kind of unwind.
Yeah. And I think that's healthy. So, do your thing.
What's our third one?
A good personality is always more attractive than good looks. Agree or disagree?
Always no.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that says always, I automatically disagree with.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Way to quote Star Wars, Miss Harry Potter.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't think anything is always the case.
I think that you can't. I don't want to sound shallow.
I think one can overcome the other.
I don't think that looks are of paramount importance in a relationship, but I think you do need to be attracted to your partner
exactly
physically, and whatever that means for you. Like classic beauty or what may be beautiful to one person might not be important to the next person or might not be the same thing. So, but I do think that you do need that attraction.
But I think, looks or personality can overcome some slight, for lack of a better term, deficiencies.
Oh my God.
What I'm saying is, if they're not the most absolute attractive drop dead person, but they've got a good personality, that overcomes that. It's not a complete substitute. I'm not trying to say that, but I think that
was really rude.
I think it complements.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, ideally you would have both. I mean,
Right.
and a partner that you're and this is implying that it's like a spouse or like someone that you're going to be with for a long time, whether they're your spouse or not. But yeah, if you have that, then ideally, then you are attracted to both
Yep.
looks and personality. So I
Yeah.
would say, can we have a middle button?
And I apologize if I offended anybody.
I know
my
what you
phrasing
mean.
was not quite.
I know
right
what you
there.
mean. You're not a jerk. I know what you mean. Also, tell me I'm pretty.
I mean, you're always pretty.
In heterosexual relationships, the man should always be the one to propose. I think disagree.
Again, I disagree with almost anything that says always.
Yeah. I mean, these are really only going to be like, because it's black and white. It's agree or disagree. So it's going to be presented in that light. So we kind of have to get over that, I think. But I disagree. I mean,
I think it's perfectly fine for a woman to propose.
yeah, I think it's like whatever is right in your partnership. And
I think we got to a point where if I hadn't, you would have.
Yes. Oh my God. But I didn't because I didn't know if you were going to say yes until you actually did it. But like, yeah, in your own partnership, like ideally, like y'all, please don't propose to anybody if they don't have an idea that it's coming. If you haven't talked about the idea, like I've seen these cringy videos and stuff, like compilations of like people who run away when they propose in public and things like that. Please don't do that. And like, if you have done that, if you've talked about like potentially getting married or getting engaged and things like that, then you would know or have an idea a bit about like kind of the vibe, right?
Yeah.
About like who's going to do it and how they want it to go down.
Yeah, but I disagree that the man has to be the one.
Yeah.
I think it's perfectly fine for a woman too.
Yeah, and like
We live in 2020.
and like who cares? Also, like whatever it's normal to do, like
The end result's the same.
exactly. You're still getting married. If that's what you guys want in your relationship, then like it doesn't really matter except for like what's important. I think for me it was important to be asked, and for
Yes.
you it was important for you to be the one to take that step, but that's not always the case between like a heterosexual couple.
But you know, if I had waited and you had decided you were going to propose, I'd have said yes.
Aw. Okay, next one. A relationship only becomes exclusive once the other asks you to be their partner. That's a good one.
I mean, I definitely think you have to, and I hate this term, define the relationship.
DTR?
Yeah, I think you have to establish.
You need the DTR.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know. I also think that there's a little bit of like you have to take what's implied from your partner as well. I mean, you should know. Like if you are like into the relationship, if you're like however many weeks or months in and like your partner is very heavily implying or saying to you specifically that like you're the only person they're dating, it's completely monogamous with them, then at that point, if it's not monogamous for you, you should have that conversation. Or if you don't want to have that conversation or don't need to have that conversation, just be like, oh yeah, I mean, I guess we're like exclusive now, so I guess we'll just like date.
Yeah, I definitely think it needs to be well defined at some point.
I love that you said define the relationship.
Whatever.
It's okay to go to sleep angry at your partner.
Disagree. But that comes from my personality. I refuse to let you be angry at me for more than like 10 minutes.
We never have gone to sleep angry. I definitely have in other relationships.
And how have that worked out for you?
Terribly. But yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the situation and it depends on the people's personality. Like, I hate waking up in a bad mood.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, like, that's enough. And I also have trouble falling asleep when I have a lot of thoughts in my head.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah, and so that in and of itself, like, regardless of all other, like, desire to make it okay and just, like, be the peacemaker as a middle child in Libra, that motivation in and of itself is enough to make me not want to go to bed angry with you. But, like, I think that if it's a big fight, that maybe you do need like some space to think about it or to like have some space from, I would say agree in specific scenarios.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever encountered one of those types of fights.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't let you be mad at me for more than like 10 minutes because I give that 10 minutes and I come in and I go, let's fix this.
Having a fast-paced relationship is okay. What does that mean? Having a fast-paced relationship?
I'm not sure about that one.
I assume it means where you
progress quickly?
Yeah. Which we kind of did and kind of didn't in our own relationship. To be fair, like we were very fast-paced like for like a week and then we were not dating for like a few months.
Right.
So
I think everybody's different.
Yeah, like
it's okay if it's okay for you, but
you,
both
boo?
people have to be comfortable with that.
Yeah, don't feel pressured to move on to a step before you're ready to, for whatever reason, and whatever ready means to you. But like, also, who cares? Like, if you're in a relationship and it feels right, then who cares?
Yeah.
And who cares of what anyone else thinks? Okay, it's okay to get back together with your ex. I think it's okay I would never do it.
It all depends. I think it all depends on the context of them becoming your ex.
That's a good point.
If it's kind of where it just kind of drifted apart or it wasn't working at the time,
yeah,
people change.
Right.
You know,
but I don't
people
think
grow
people
up.
really change, to be fair. But
I mean, but people grow up.
That's true. They do grow up.
If it's you're going away to college and, you know, it's not going to work long distance, I want to see other people, but, you know, 5 years down the road, you reconnect, you're different people at that point.
Yeah. But if it's like they were a jerk,
yeah.
then it's not okay and you deserve better and you will find amazing things. It's okay to be attracted to other people while in a relationship. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's something that can be helped.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, of course, like, you're still human. You still have, like, eyeballs that have sight capabilities if you did before. Like, it's not like...
You can find people attractive. You could be attracted to other people, but...
We aren't in The Handmaid's Tale where you have blinders on. Like, it's... Attraction is a matter of, like, just, like, what you see something and you like it. Like, that doesn't mean that there's anything bad about it.
No, I mean, not at all.
It's not okay to act on the attraction.
That's where things become an issue.
But, like, yeah, it's okay to be attracted to people. Like, Tim and I tell each other all the time when we're, like, watching TV or something, we're like, oh, they're hot.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Couples don't have to be monogamous. Yeah.
Again, it all comes down to clearly defined
if you've had that discussion with your partner and you choose not to be monogamous, then yeah, absolutely, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to shame people for the lifestyle that they consensually choose.
If you have had a conversation and the other person has said they want to be monogamous and you're like, nah, behind their back, then no, absolutely, that's not okay.
Right.
And you need therapy. You shouldn't date if you're not over your ex. I completely disagree with that.
No, you date whenever you want to date.
Though I think one of the best ways to get over an ex is to date.
Yeah, I agree.
Were you about to say something filthy?
Yes,
I saw the look on your face.
But a family show.
If you aren't getting over them, you're getting under your ex. Is that what you were going to say?
No, but... I think you were trying to get there and just didn't.
It's okay to give in, even when you're right. Oh my goodness, we've had this conversation so many times. I don't like it. I don't like to give in. And it's not even just exclusive to, like, your partner, right? Like, it can be your family members. It can be any close relationship. Like, and you know that you're right. Like, in every sense of the word, you're like, I did this right. I know I'm right. I know that I have done it the right way.
But I'm still apologizing.
Or even if you don't apologize, like, you still suck it up and, like, move on.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I've done it numerous times.
I think it's a pretty toxic trait to refuse to move forward. Like, even if you are right.
I'd agree with that. Let's do, like, one more.
Okay. It's okay for couples to post a lot about their lives together on social media. Agree or disagree?
Yes. I hate it.
It's absolutely okay.
It's definitely okay. That doesn't mean that it doesn't make me want to hurl sometimes.
What do you mean?
I mean, some people are just a little overbearing with their posts, but you know what? Whatever makes them happy.
So just mute them.
That's usually what I end up doing. Yeah, it's perfectly okay. It doesn't mean I'm going to like it.
I mean, so many people complain about, like, other people's actions or discussions on social media and stuff, like, as if other people's feeds and updates and things like that should completely revolve around them and what they like to see. Like, that's not how the internet works at all. So
no, not at all.
Yeah, if you are a couple and you want to post, like, every day, multiple times a day about how in love you are, like, go for it. Like, gosh, like, God help you. But, you know, if you are a person who doesn't like to see that, then just don't be friends with them. Just mute them. Just, like,
yeah, absolutely.
Shut up about it.
Do whatever makes you happy. I just don't always like it.
I don't feel like we are particularly mushy gushy, except for maybe on like birthdays or anniversaries or Valentine's Day or something.
We also don't take a lot of pictures.
Yeah, I think the most photos we have together is from our wedding.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
That's probably true of anybody, but
there's not a lot outside of that.
We are. Well, I am. I don't think you are. I'm very much like a social media like shadow, like I see a lot, but I don't contribute a lot. You know, I think you probably do.
Yeah, because of the nature of, you know, having 2 podcasts and, you know, what I've done over the years with charity and stuff like that. I tend to be a lot more forefront on social media, but
yeah,
we just don't take. We probably take on average, taking the wedding and engagement photos out of the picture, we probably take about 3 or 4 pictures together a year.
Yeah, and you know, they always say like take pictures of what you care about, but like I don't take pictures of anything.
No. Unless it's showing what a good boy our pets are.
Yes, they're such good boys. But and that social media account that you have, I will never have the password to, apparently, is the moral of today's episode.
You have access to my phone and therefore access to all of that.
Gotcha.
But that'll do it for this episode of Marital Tiffs.
Do you guys have a particular opinion on any of those questions? Maybe take this quiz with your significant other and post the results, and we'll see how we match up.
You can post those results on all our social media at Marital Tiffs, MARITALTIFFS on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app and leave us a review and rating if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. We are on Apple, Google, Spotify, as well as a whole bunch of other podcast apps. We are part of the 910 Comedy Podcast Network, so be sure to check out our sister shows. We're going to have some big announcements coming soon regarding that network.
Ooh.
Thanks for listening to Marital Tiffs.